All right, let's dive into something. We're going to look at an ancient perspective on a feeling that is just so modern. You know that constant nagging sense that we always need something more?
I mean, it's a feeling we all know, right? That little hum in the background of your life that says, you're not quite whole, something's missing. Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack today.
So, let's start by really defining this thing. Because look, from this ancient point of view, this isn't just you having a bad day. It's actually a fundamental part of being human.
Think about it. This feeling, it's the engine behind almost everything we do. Every single goal you set, getting that better job, the new car, the bigger house, it's usually just an attempt to solve this one problem, this feeling of being incomplete. We're basically on this constant mission to grab things from the outside world, to try and patch up a hole on the inside.
So, that leads us to the two main strategies we all use in this quest for wholeness. And ancient Indian philosophy has these perfect names for them, Artha and Kama. Let's break down exactly what they mean.
Okay, so on one side, you've got the chase for Artha. That's security in all its forms. And on the other side, you have the chase for Kama, the whole spectrum of sensory pleasure. These are basically the two big engines driving almost all of our ambitions out there in the world. So Kama, this is all about the richness of the experience, right? It's the difference between just, grabbing a bite to eat because you're hungry and creating this amazing gourmet meal. It's that hunt for the elevated, the refined, the peak enjoyment that we think, aha, this will be the thing that finally fills that void.
And then you have Artha. This is that deep, gut-level drive for stability, for control. It's that little voice that tells us, if I can just get enough money, or enough power, or a good enough reputation, then I'll finally feel safe. Then I'll be secure. And really, this becomes our life's game plan, doesn't it? We operate under this core belief for years, decades even, that if we just get the right mix of security and pleasure, that's the magic formula for a happy, complete life. But, is it right? Is that assumption actually correct?
Okay, and this is where everything turns. Because now we have to look at why this whole chase, both for security and for pleasure, is ultimately a trap, no matter how good you get at it.
This quote really just hits the nail on the head. The very thing we're trying to get rid of with all that wealth, that inner anxiety, it's completely immune to it. It's like trying to fix a software bug by buying a new computer case. You just can't use an external fix for an internal problem.
And this is the great paradox of security, of Artha. To get anything, you have to give something up. Your time, your energy, other opportunities. You buy a bigger house? Great. Now you have a bigger mortgage and more stuff to fix. You see, you don't actually get rid of the anxiety. You just trade up. You swap the anxiety of, I don't have enough, for the anxiety of, I might lose what I have. It's a treadmill, plain and simple.
Okay, so the hunt for permanent security. It's a moving target, basically an illusion. But what about the simple stuff? What about Kama? Can't we just build a happy life on all those little moments of joy and pleasure? Well, as it turns out, there's a pretty big problem there too.
See, for any moment of pleasure to actually happen, 3 different things have to line up perfectly. First, the thing you want, the object, has to be there. Second, your senses, your instrument, have to be working and ready to enjoy it. And third, and this is the big one, your mindset has to be receptive. If any one of those 3 things is off, the whole experience falls apart. That's what makes pleasure so incredibly fragile and unreliable.
So here's the bottom line. Artha, security. It promises a safety it can never truly deliver. And Kama, pleasure. It offers these little sparks of joy that are just too fleeting and unstable to build a life on. We end up chasing both, and we end up disappointed by both.
And this is where the real solution starts to come into focus. And it's a total shift in perspective. The answer isn't to run faster on the treadmill or to get more things. It's about understanding the game you've been playing all along.
When we hear the word detachment, we usually think of something painful, right? Like forcing yourself to give things up, living like a monk. But this way of thinking completely flips that on its head. True detachment isn't about gritting your teeth and using willpower. It's the natural, even effortless result of just understanding. Think about it. Once you realize a mirage in the desert isn't real water, you don't have to force yourself not to run towards it. You just stop, because you know better.
And this is the big aha moment right here. It's not the things that trap you. The house doesn't trap you. The money doesn't trap you. You trap them. You do it by projecting all your hopes, all your needs for happiness and security onto them. The prison, it was never the stuff. The prison was in your own mind the whole time.
So, this state of seeing clearly, this state of understanding, it has a name. It's called Vairagya. And this is presented as the real path to freedom from that endless, exhausting cycle of wanting.
Now, Vairagya isn't about becoming cold or numb or not caring about anything, not at all. It's about becoming objective. It's a state of mind that comes from really analyzing your own life, your own experiences, and arriving at the simple, clear knowledge that you just can't find your sense of wholeness in outside stuff.
And this table shows you exactly what that mental shift looks like in practice. It's like a before and after. On the left, that's the trap. We load up a house with the job of being our source of happiness. We expect money to be our guarantee against insecurity. But on the right, that's Vairagya. A house is just a house. Money is just money. A title is just a title. You strip away all that magical thinking we project onto things, and you're left with just reality.
And this is the payoff. This is the ultimate result. The moment you stop demanding that the world, that things, that other people make you feel happy and secure, all their power over you just dissolves. The frantic chase is finally over, and what you're left with is this incredible, profound sense of freedom.
So I want to leave you with this one question to really chew on. If you were to look at your own life right now, your goals, your ambitions, your worries, through this lens of Vairagya, what would you see differently? What things, what titles, what achievements would suddenly look a little different once you stop expecting them to complete you?